I love this book. So a guy I know writes sports books. This is an oral history on the New York Islanders. I was a huge fan. I grew up walking distance from the Nassau Coliseum. My 4 years at college were the 4 years that the Islanders won their 4 Stanley Cups. So, I mean, I literally was in the thick of it. And I'm like a unicorn. I'm like, there's like 5 Islander fans left. I get calls all the time. I did a thing on SNY, and somebody else called me. Even when the Islanders were trying to build a new arena and they were getting this referendum like a year and a half ago, they called me the day before and asked me to come to this big rally they were doing. And it was short notice and I couldn't go. They started out with Alec Baldwin at Seinfeld. They ended up with me, asking me and Kevin Connolly from Entourage, would we do it?
Stern Show executive producer Gary Dell'Abate, able to explain his love of the New York Islanders in a new book by Greg Prato entitled Dynasty. In the book, Gary gives frank answers on his thoughts of the New York Islanders from 1972 to 1984, their heyday and the prime of Gary's childhood.
If you in the tri-state area, and I talk about this earlier in the book, it was always the Rangers, the Rangers, the Rangers. So if you lived on Long Island had no identity. The Islanders gave Long Island an identity. This was our team from our town. And so then Edmonton was a team that sort of dethroned them. And I'm like, yeah, Edmonton's in Western Canada. Who gives a shit? I'm about it. They asked me, who is the greatest team in the history of the NHL? And for me, being an asshole New Yorker, it's the Islanders.
With the Islanders announcing they're moving to Brooklyn, Gary now able to reflect on what that means to him.
Bittersweet. Because the rumor was, Kansas City built an arena and they've been trying to attract either a hockey team or a basketball team, and they were going big time after the Islanders. So I'm happy that they're not the Kansas City Islanders, and I guess I could still go see them in Brooklyn, but it won't be the same, but at least they're still in the tri-state area.
Baba Booey, not only an author, but an articulate interviewee as well. John Lieberman, Howard 100 News.